again today in another Project Live Monday video. So for today I've got week 15 for you. I am mainly going to be using the April 2016 kit from Calico called Film Club, as well as a bunch of stamps from I think Calico, as well as Craft. Now, as you can see me doing there is I'm actually going to be using a photo as my title page this week, and I am using a stamp which says week. This one is from Craft called Document. I'm also going to be using the numbers from the Simple Stories, stamp set called, I think this one is called DIY clear stamps. It's cool. I think DIY, yeah, that's right. And to stamp the number 15. I'm actually using the Stays On jet black ink, and also going to be stamping the dates using my just a roller date stamp. Because I live in Australia, we use the date, month and year rather than month, date and year. So I'm just using a roller date stamp that you can get anywhere locally. And now I am going to work on some journaling cards. So I've started with this journaling card from Project Live, and I'm just sticking down this washi tape and then lining the edges using my precision pen, and then sticking down a wooden star there using my glossy accent. And then I'm also going to be doing some journaling just using my precision black pen. My favorite one is actually the 031. I think it's the right size. You can buy this precision pen under different brands. So I think you can get Project Life one, which is the one I've got here. But it's all made by American Crafts, I believe, and they're all the same to me. So I think you can get the Ali Edwards brand one as well. I'm not sure what size they come in, but the one I like the most is the 031. And now I'm just doing some decorating that photo there, which I'm just using the label which I purchased from Calico Digital. It's one of their digital files. I printed it out and then using a silhouette to cut it up. And that's in pink. And I'm also using another leftover kind of, I think it's a Project Life card. It's a leftover card that's actually on my table. To be honest, whatever works really. It's pink and blue, so I thought that works quite well. And then I just stapled that down using my Tim Holtz stapler there, tiny attacher. And then sticking down this puffy sticker as well that came in a kit. And now what I'm working on is just cutting up my journaling. I'm actually going to be cutting up, into strips, and then sticking that down onto the right of the photo, or 3x4 photo that's there on the top. I decided to use this kind of journaling rather than actually writing straight on it or sticking a massive piece of paper on it, because I actually like to still be able to see a little bit of background. I took this photo mainly because it's the edge of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and I like the texture of it, and I think doing it this way means that you can still see what's behind it. It's a very similar technique to when you stamp using outline alphabet rather than just a kind of full alphabet one. And I sucked it down using my just glossy accent. And now I am going to stamp a heart. I'm just using Memento Luxe ink. I was actually going to use a red embossing powder. I decided to just go with a clear embossing powder instead. Actually, now I'm testing a bunch of ink. I'm pretty sure I went with this Memento Luxe ink, which is, I think it's called Love Letter, and it stamped really well. As you can see there, it had a full coverage, and yeah, it it worked really, really well. I am going to be embossing it using my clear embossing powder. This one is, I think, called Ranger. I think it's from Ranger. It's a precision or fine, I think, detailed embossing powder of some sort. Yeah. It's been working quite well. I quite like it. The one I had previously was from I think Paper Tray Ink, and that works really well. Except I was actually going to buy some more, but I think the shipping was really quite pricey at the time, so I decided to go with the Ranger one, which I can purchase from Simon Says Stamp, I believe. And now I'm just getting another journaling card onto that page over there. Moving things around a little bit just to kind of... I actually quite like my photos and my journaling to be in almost a chronological order. I know that many people don't really care. I think for me, even though it doesn't have to be exactly, chronologically, but I kind of like to know when, at least the left side will be, would display the first part of the week rather than the second part of the week, for example. But it's not, a set in stone, those kind of things. But I kind of like it that way. And now I'm just doing some, sticking down a portion of a journaling card that is a plain journaling card, a lined journaling card from Project Life, sticking that down and then just cutting off the excess. And now I am just trying to decorate that page there, and I decided to go with this chipboard sticker there which says "This is real life," and just doing some journaling using my precision pen. And now I'm working on the right side of my spread. I'm going through a bunch of cards, trying to work out which one I like the most. Yeah, so all these cards are from Calico. I went with these two cards here, which I like these arrows. I'm actually going to be doing a lot of stamping there. But let's start with this photo on the top left there. As I just stamped directly onto the photo, I'm kind of going back to the technique that I've started using last week. I got this technique from Calico. I think she does a lot of stamping directly onto the photo, although I'm actually just using a normal kind of photo paper, and I'm actually using a Canon Selfie photo paper, so it's a little bit more glossy, so it is a little bit harder to stamp directly on the photo as well, but I still really like the result of it. You have to be quite careful, just making sure that your hands don't move around as much. But yeah, so just using I had quite a bit of success using my Memento Luxe ink. It's a pigment ink, I believe, and you can stamp directly onto the photo. As you can see there, it's pretty good. It's not super crisp, but it's pretty good, and you can certainly see what it says. And I'm just stamping the name of the cafe that we went to. And this stamp set is actually called, I think, Shoreditch, from Shoreditch Alpha. This is from Calico. And now what I'm trying to do is thinking about how I'm going to decorate that photo, and also more to add some journaling onto that one. I'm just using this label sticker which came in a Calico kit. I think it's a few months ago, sometime in winter, in the US winter, let's put it that way. So it's a while ago, and I'm just taking that down and also doing some journaling using my Sharpie pen. The reason I'm just using my Sharpie pen is because these label stickers often are quite glossy, so using my normal pen would mean that they don't really, they're easily smudged, let's put it that way. And as I'm just doing some stamping directly onto that 304 card there. Yeah, so it's essentially, I'm stamping according to the direction of that arrow. So, you know, on, you know, the bottom one is, you know, home. So that's arrow down looking at the things that I'm planting at the moment. And to the left side, you know, I had a bad day at work and that's why we went out for dinner. And now I'm also stamping another word there, which I think it's at heart of breathing, something. Talking about, I think it was something positive about the food because it's, the arrow is going up. And then, you know, some dots, which, so these are all the stamps that I've got in my stash. A lot of them are from Calico and a bunch of them are also from, so one of them is actually the Calico one, and the other, a bunch of them are from the Hollywood Story Stamp, Story Kit set as well. And now I'm just using the sequins that came in the kit. I was actually going to use this wooden star, which is kind of my go-to embellishment, to be honest, but I thought I want to kind of push myself a little bit and try something different that came in the kit. So I thought I'll use these sequins instead. And I actually quite like how it looks. It's slightly different, but yeah, it's cool. And I'm just sticking those down. Sorry, not sticking those down, putting them in the pockets. And I'm also stamping this this stamp here using my VersaFine black ink, and this stamp is actually from the Tough Story kit. Yeah, so I'm just describing the tough day, tough week at work, blah blah blah, and just doing some journaling. I think lately I'm keen on describing not just a good time, but also, you know, a more difficult time of, you know, in your week, in your life as well. So yeah, so, and the next thing I'm doing is just doing some journaling trying to add some journaling onto that photo down the bottom there. So that is a photo that shows the things that I'm planting right now. So we went to a kind of homeware store, I guess is describe it, called Bunnings, and we got some seedlings and some seeds and a bunch of stuff to plant to do our kind of autumn/winter gardening. Yeah, and now I'm just writing down what we bought. So we bought some lavender, thyme, and rosemary for the garden. And now I'm going to decorate that photo over there. And so I decided to go with this journaling card, which just a plain journaling card, lined journaling card, which is from Project Life. And I ran out of adhesive. I'm sticking that down. And also I'm using the almost just a sticker that I've used previously. This is from Calico kit. I think it's from one of their scrapbook kits. Could have been something that has the word mountain in it. And then I'm sticking down that heart sticker there. Doing some journaling using my precision pen. And that's essentially it. So here's some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!